Turn in your main man, D&D, your next NPC. And these characters can certainly be taken. Feel free to grab them, take them right out of my game, dump them into yours, skin them up, rip the serial numbers off, make them your own, make them exactly the way that you want to make them. Um, but this should give you some insight, and feel free to take these ideas as they are here on offer for you to help add some nuance. You really want to have colorful, flavorful NPCs, and that really adds so much to your chronicles, your campaigns, your sagas. Characters like this can certainly be used within the Ring of Fire, in a Savage Worlds game, and Dungeons and Dragons, and Pathfinder, and wherever you find your fantasy. And this character himself probably could even be dumped into a Mage Ascension game. We were talking about Jabir of Memnon. Memnon is in uh, Kalasham in the Forgotten Realms on the south side of the Sword Coast. He is a character who I brought into my game set outside of Baldur's Gate in an area about 4 days from Baldur's Gate that I have labeled Bone Rust, from the bones of the fields of the dead, and I've habitated it with a large number of individuals, and including in Kindle and other NPCs that may be discussed. But this NPC we're going to talk about right now today, maybe. So as you can see from the face claim, that is the legendary professional wrestler Abdullah the Butcher from Khartoum, Sudan, the bad man from the Sudan, famous in Japanese professional wrestling, famous for American professional wrestling. He is a proud Canadian by way of Sudan. um, so he is one of the fantastic legendary professional wrestlers, a person that basically took the gimmick of the original Sheik and quite honestly probably did it better. He was the master of the manipulation of the tactics of the sleight of hand in Dungeons and Dragons. So the character has extreme sleight of hand. He can have a fork. It could be anywhere. The referee's never seeing it. So we bring that in the character. So what I made is imagine a priest of Mishra. He's a priest of Mishra. He's a wizard. He's a fighter. He's got 3 classes. He's powerful. He's brilliant, but he's got this horrible personality that grated on the fuck of everyone else in the temples of Mishra. And when you look at Abdul the Butcher and you say, "The fuck's that guy a wizard?" and then you start thinking about it. You think about the voodoo tactics. You think about this savagery from Memnon itself. You really bring in a shrewd intellect, and a person is Abdullah Butcher was known in professional wrestling circles for always trying to sell gimmicks, sell T-shirts, sell this, sell that, sell the next thing. He was considered an extraordinarily greedy professional wrestler, and I happen to do a near perfect. Now I have a cold right now. I'm going to try it. I don't know if it's perfect. I do it in some of the videos sometimes. I break into the Abdul the Butcher, and I love to do it. I can maintain the voice for long, long periods of time. Could probably use it even as a player character. Um, and I'm a big, big, big fan of Abdul the Butcher as a professional wrestler. He's always one of my absolute favorites. Great professional wrestler. He'd be dropping that big titty on you. And when you take that, right, so you take a character like maybe you would never think of as, say, a wizard, right? You think of wizard as like a white dude with a beard and like a bitch ass robe. Maybe he has some stars on it or a hat with some stars and a staff. That's generic as hell. Let's think outside the box. Let's take pictures. Take a picture. Here's a great idea for you creating NPCs. Take a picture as a face claim for any person you want, and then think about, okay, this person is clearly this. Because you look at Abdullah Butcher and go, oh, well, that's probably a barbarian, but that's not what the character is, right? So you think about a person like that that may look X, Y, or Z way as a class, right? Then cast them as a completely different class. Think about all the other classes and go, which one would they be the least likely to be? And then develop them as a character in that class. And boy, you have a juxtaposition that provides you with such an interesting character. People are like, and then that throws a player off. The old white guy with a beard, like, okay, that's a wizard. I know he does wizard shit. But this insane black man from Canada, from Khartoum, Sudan, if you will, with the gig marks on the head at 452 pounds, um, with the martial art tactics, you don't know what to think. And it's a great thing when you put your players in a position where they don't know what to think, because then they start being interested by the player. And this NPC was designed to annoy the players, which might seem a weird thing, right? Why do we want to do that? Well, we want to evoke all sorts of emotions from the players and populate out of town with different sorts of individuals. And so I designed him to have an extraordinarily high perception. He was noticing everything. He was that dude. He was basically designed to be the annoying neighborhood watch type of guy. He's looking at everything and everything annoying him. He's running over to the dwarven temple, yelling at them for making too much noise. He's going over to the temple of Thander and yelling at them for being up hollering early in the morning. He's out there, sir, sir, sir. Listen, I do what? I do what? I stay up when at night because of why? Because I'm a wizard. You understand? And I do what when I'm doing it? I'm studying. I'm learning. I'm reading scrolls. You understand? You understand? I get a scroll in from where? From Neverwinter, and I done what with it? I read it and I learned. And this one here is from Lantan. You get it? From the Moonshays, from Flan. You understand? From Cormier, from Symbia. From where? Thay. I done trade with a weird wizard, and you're preventing me from hearing it. You're preventing me from reading it, and you're making me lose my mind. You understand? Abdullah kind of waddles, so I do this waddle thing when I'm doing him. So you're bringing in mannerisms. So I have him out there, and he's got the cigars. So he'll light the cigar up, it's a tinder box, you know, it's a cigar. You understand? And they're like, oh yeah, yeah. Well, you want one? And they're like, sir, listen, 10 gold. That's all. And if they start like trying to haggle with him or whatever, he just keeps bringing the price up, and he keeps being so aggressive. Like, you're like, this is just 15 gold. That's all. Just 15 gold for the cigar. Like, but I thought we get you down to 15. You forgot the one on the end. I understand. I'm a wizard. You're not, and sometimes numbers they're not easy, but that's okay. That's okay because why? I'm here to help you. Oh, it's good. And it'll kind of blow the smoke at you. Right. So he's sitting there trying to make deals, even on what really should be a fairly small amount of money to him. And he's so what we're showing the personality, we're showing the greed, we're showing him also being a little playful. And he's fucking with you too because he's smart. He realizes what he's doing, and he is so annoyed by other people because he's got this giant brain in his head. He's one of the smartest characters I have, and the other people fucking annoy him. The dumb player characters annoy him. The people in the town annoy him because he's here in Bone Rust because he basically. Think about the military and this guy that is just a complete asshole, but he's a sergeant. You can't get rid of him. He's a colonel or whatever. And you go, well, we don't want him here. Let's go send him to fucking Alaska. Let's send him out there in Nome, Alaska, the military base, and not let him be part of these things. We don't want him here. We don't need him here. We can't stand him. Let's keep him out there. So he's been put as the high priest of a temple of Mystra that's being constructed via magic in Bone Rust, a small, up and coming rural area that, I'm not going to go into the whole history of Bone Rust when I created. It's a great, great setting. Players really like it. But the character is designed to he has all this frustration, right? And we see that coming out of him because he's not getting what he thinks he deserves in life, and he might be right because people don't fucking like him because he's an asshole because he's going to tell you he's smarter than you. He's going to tell you why, and then he's going to tell you what you're doing wrong, how it's annoying him, how it's affecting him. He's not going to sit back and just take it and take one for the team. He's going to take 0 for the team, and then he's going to try to get one once he's there. Now he's getting more aggravated. He's going to try to aggressively get one over on you and try to make you do what he wants, right? Uh, Very much sort of a male Karen, a neighborhood watchman, a authority. He knows all the rules, and at some time he's going to explain them to you, and that can be great too because it helps to see the nuance of the players. And as a game master, if the players are doing even like minor like kind of like things that they clearly should get fucked on with, where other people might see it, other NPCs, and not say anything. This is the guy you can bring that information out with. This is the guy that can kind of check the NPC, the PCs in ways that can be interesting. And now they can take that or not, and they might actually even rail against it harder now because he's bringing it up. You know, sir, I see that you're wearing clothes that are what? That, they're not clean. You see what I'm talking about. You could take pride in what your appearance, but you done the opposite, and that's kind of an interesting idea you see, but it's not the kind of thing we need. But if you could do better, why don't you come in here inside the temple here of the Silver Star, and I didn't what we're gonna teach you, we're gonna help you. You understand? Only 10,000 gold, and any kind of spell he had spells, potions, all this type of thing, right? That he could teach him spell scrolls, and he would want astronomical rates, very difficult to deal with. They would like trade him, and he would like just rip them off violently to the point you're like, but we really want this, sir. It's what you're offering me is what. You're hurting my heart. They're like, well, goddamn, we're offering like three times what we should for this, sir. It's you're bringing this, and these are minor trinkets, and you want my time. You think my time is not valuable. You think I don't matter. I'm no one of no import. You think that, and he starts getting more aggressive about it, and you can have him kind of just appear anywhere and he'll start falling to players, but he's like fat and slow. So you're like working that in. Like they're trying to walk around. He's like, sir, listen, I see you see me there. So you slow down. You slow down. And he's bringing in that. He's nagging them. He's being problematic. But at the end of it, it produces a character that's very different and stands out. And one of the things I want with my characters when I make NPCs is to have this one different than that one, this one different than that one, this one different than that one, and I'll have a whole screen full of face claims and names for him, and maybe a little notes. So as you can see, I'm doing idiosyncrasies, right? He's doing, he's got his gimmick with a cigar. I talk and I speak in a way like him, doing an impersonation of him. And then we bring in, he's got like the staff, like with like the carvings or the strange occult carvings and like the voodoo heads, because he kind of had that part of his gimmick. So I said, okay, this is going to be really interesting. We bring in this kind of idea. This guy's from Memnon, even has roots going back to Chult, and we can bring this stuff in and make the character very, very different. Throw the players off because once the character's really different, right? They don't know how different, and that leaves them in a sense of they can't really metagame that, right? They can't think, okay, well, he's a wizard, he can do this, but he might be a priest. Is he a fighter? Is he a monk? What the fuck's going on? And I think he's strong. And he's weird. He's not actually causing us any problems. However, he's also not really here to help us, although you can get some information out of him, right? And you certainly don't want your powerful NPCs just sort of just bending over and giving the players everything, because then it diminishes their sense of accomplishments when they actually acquire and earn X, Y, and Z. And I'm a big proponent of the players should earn, not be given milestones and levels and this sort of thing. Earn your experience, earn your magic items, earn your status, earn your reputation, earn your relationships, earn your political positions, earn these things in a game, and then they get all the more sweeter for the players. And this character, for me, is a blast to play. I can kind of fuck with the players in a very in character way because the character fucks with people because he's bored, because he's aggravated, because he hasn't gotten what he wants out of life, because he's greedy and he doesn't really respect people. And another thing you do with a character like that is every once in a while he can actually like give him a nod, like that was good, sir. I see you're learning. You done what? You learned, and you seen what I done, and what I done. It inspired you, and you come from here. You was down here, sir. You was down here. You at the very bottom. You understand? When I met you, you was down here. You was cleaning the stables and such. And they're like, well, that's not what we're doing. And they just completely bury them, right? You're out there trying to eat rotten apple cores, and this is the living you had. This is all you done for yourself. But you seen me, and you learned, and you come from here, you up here, and I mean you're almost here now, but you're not quite, but you're climbing the ladder, and I see it, and that's all right. Do better. Do it. You need a couple things you need to do for a small fee. I could consult you and explain. Small fee. You understand? Just come on, let's go. Just pay me. Just pay me. Just pay me. You see, that's all. And I'm gonna explain things to you, and you can benefit from what my knowledge, and it's gonna help you. You understand? That's all. So that is Jabir of Memnon, of Kalasham, of Chult, of Mishra.